Conservative new media viewers and JLin fans around the world, what is up? It's me, PFA Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. We're here to talk about Houston's 112-106 win tonight in San Antonio, Texas, against the San Antonio Spurs. With the victory, Houston improves to 13-5 on the season. They have now won 5 straight games overall, and this is their second straight win playing without Jeremy, who is sitting out with the knee injury that he suffered in the Atlanta game. With the win, Houston becomes the first team to beat San Antonio in San Antonio this season, as the Spurs drop to 7-1 at home. Okay, let's go over some stats quickly. Patrick started the game for Houston, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, played 36 minutes, shot 4 of 10 from the field, including 3 of 5 from three-point range, 3 steals, 0 turnovers, 3 fouls, plus-minus was a +9, and his efficiency was 20, which is very good. Aaron Brooks came off the bench and scored 3 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Aaron played 16 minutes, shot 1 of 8 from the field, 0 of 3 from three-point range, 3 steals, 4 turnovers. His plus-minus was +0. His efficiency was 0. Tony Parker had a big game for the Spurs. 27 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. He played 38 minutes, 13 of 27 from the field, 0 of 2 from three-point range, 2 turnovers. His plus-minus was a -1. His efficiency was 24. Manu Ginobili, the shooting guard for the Spurs, who usually comes off the bench, as I think he did in this game, 9 points, 11 assists. His efficiency was 14. Now, just going over a couple of the other non-point guards and non-shooting guards of the Spurs, James Harden had a big game, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Terrence Jones, another excellent game, 10 points, 16 rebounds. LeBron, Bieber, Parsons, 25 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Dwight Howard, 13 points, 11 rebounds. For the Spurs, quickly, Tim Duncan, who is 37 years old and just keeps on moving, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 block shots. Marco Bellinelli, off the bench, 18 points, 3 rebounds. And, of course, in the video description below the video player, we'll have information so you can go and look at the box score, look at the highlights, and look at a story about this game if you want to see more of the stats and this type of thing. Okay, let's go over what you need to know about the game. Houston led in this game by 23 points, and they almost blew it. In the fourth quarter, the Spurs went up by at least 5 or 6 points. This was mostly a game that was broken into 2 different halves, although not quite that. I think the Spurs kind of made a run in the second quarter as well, but it was good that Houston was able to hang on to this game. I wasn't sure they were going to be able to do that, but they did do it. I think James Harden was very good in the fourth quarter, and that was a big help. And look, the Spurs are a great team. If I had to pick today who I thought was going to the finals from the West, I would pick the Spurs. So this is a big win, and it's a great win. And even though Houston did blow the big lead, it's still a good win. So we will take this. Patrick had a very important basket late in this game. He got an offensive rebound, and he scored. And that, I think, put Houston up to stay late in the game. So that was a big play. Patrick had a very solid all-around game. This is one of the games where his efficiency number is better than what you think it would be based on his stats. And that's because his turnovers were low. He got some steals, etc. And that's how you rack up a good efficiency. Tony Parker ate up Houston's point guards, including Patrick. And this is what we talk about. Patrick's a good player, but he's not going to shut down great players. It's just not going to happen. I think Tony Parker scored 12 points against Patrick in the second quarter itself. So this is going to happen. And it's one of the reasons why you need Jeremy. Because if Patrick's not going to shut down players, and he can't shut down great players like this, then you need a player like Jeremy who can score and kind of lessen the impact of Tony Parker. But Patrick did a good job tonight. His efficiency was only 4 units less than Tony. So give him credit for that. I do think that the team would have won this game easier if Jeremy had played because of what I said. He would have had more scoring to kind of lessen the damage that Tony Parker did against our scoring. I mean, Patrick and Aaron Brooks combined had 14 points in 52 minutes. My guess is Jeremy does better than that. So I do think this would have been an easier victory had Jeremy played. Aaron Brooks kind of came down to earth in this game, right? In the last 4 of the last 5 games, Aaron's played incredibly well. He's been scoring great, doing great. Well, tonight, not as great. Only shot 1 of 8 from the field, and he only scored 3 points in 16 minutes. And as I've told you guys over and over again, this is why you have 3 point guards on a team like what Houston is, so that when somebody's off or multiple people are off, you can bring in the other guy. Tonight would have gone better with Jeremy. I'm sure of it. If for no other reason, then he probably would have played better than Aaron did. That's why you have 3 point guards. This does show that Houston is for real. This is a big win. A big win. And the league will take notice of this. Houston, this shows how deep they are. Remember, when James Harden was out, they were like 3-1 without him this year. Now they're 2-0 without Jeremy. And somebody was mentioning, a troll was mentioning in the comments of the Brooklyn video before I removed it. Oh, well, Jeremy's not a difference maker. Of course he's a difference maker. He's like second in the team on points per 36 minutes. Of course he's a difference maker. The same way that he was in New York, he turned around a team that was like 8-15 and helped get him the playoffs. Anytime you have a person that can score like Jeremy, yeah, they make a difference. The same way that he was the difference maker in the Memphis game. So, but for Houston to be able to beat a team of San Antonio's caliber without Jeremy just shows you how deep they truly are. The same way that they were able to win games without James Harden. That's the strength of this team, or one of their strengths, among others. And what I like is that the team's winning, and Dwight Howard's not leading the charge here, but he's not complaining. He's not putting up huge stats, but he's not whining about it. And that's because the team is winning. And Dwight Howard, as Luco Cogito, I believe her name is, on Twitter said, and I'm sorry if I got it wrong again. I got to learn it, the whole thing. I want to call you Incognito still, which I know is not right. I know the first name is Luco, or the first part of your Twitter handle. Dwight is maturing. He doesn't care as much about stats. He wants to win. Well, the team is winning. They have one of the top 4 or 5 records in the West, the West is mega competitive. They look great. This is a big, big, big win. Now, I talked a lot in the last video, and one of the reasons why that last video, the Brooklyn, was so long was I talked a lot about Jeremy and how all of this affects him and how he could be traded. Well, tonight is a game that shows why he probably won't get traded, because Aaron came down to earth, and Patrick didn't score a bunch of points, and again, Patrick really couldn't stop Tony Parker. You need Jeremy in the mix. You don't have to have him. He's not absolutely essential. But as I said in the Brooklyn video, who are you going to get for him? Who's going to fit in better than him for this team? We mentioned some names. Rondo can't shoot, and that doesn't work in Houston's offense. what power forward are you going to get that's going to be a big upgrade over Terrence Jones? I'm not saying you can't get anybody, maybe Ryan Anderson, whatever, but Terrence is playing so well. You don't necessarily want to bring in someone to put ahead of him. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't. And again, to give up Jeremy or Omer Asik, you don't really want to do that. You don't want to give up Omer because, again, when Dwight's out of the game, you got somebody that's an incredible defender, guy who's almost 7 foot tall, who will definitely guard the rim and grab you a bunch of rebounds. As long as Omer's not whining about getting traded, you're not going to trade him because you need that defense and rebounding. And with Jeremy, you need Jeremy's playmaking and scoring. If Aaron Brooks and Patrick play lights out while Jeremy's out, maybe you trade Jeremy. But again, who do you trade him for? What are you going to get for Jeremy? That's a good replacement. I mean, Jeremy's got a 19.0 PER. Who are you getting for that? This is what I'm talking about here. So I think games like this, with the win, and with some of the struggles that Patrick had on defense and that Aaron had on offense, you don't want to get rid of Jeremy. Because we know Jeremy had 38 points against the Spurs last year. So I do think in time, if Aaron and Patrick and Jeremy all play well, then somebody's going to go. Like I said, the Phoenix Suns situation where they had the 3 or 4 different good guards in the late 90s. But I don't think it's going to happen now. Now, look, if somebody makes a crazy offer to Daryl Morey, will he do it? Sure. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. As I said in the Brooklyn video, people are saying that Morey is delusional, quote unquote, about what he wants for Asik. Well, maybe you make a delusional offer because you don't really want to get rid of him. I think a similar thing could happen with Jeremy. I don't think they really want to get rid of him right now. We'll see. If Jeremy's out for another couple of weeks, Aaron Brooks regains his form and Patrick's playing well, maybe, but I don't think it's going to happen. Right now, I doubt it's going to happen because the way the team is composed right now looks really, really good. And you don't want to mess around with that. Someone's going to have to make an incredible offer for you to mess around with that. And I don't know if that's going to happen. San Antonio was way off in the first half of this game. They just didn't have any energy. And what I think happened in this game is that both teams were on a back-to-back. Well, Houston's a young team. San Antonio's an old team. So the old team might have a little more trouble with the back-to-back than the young team did. And I think that's what happened in the first half. But then San Antonio woke up and showed you what they're really about in the second half. And it's good that Houston was able to get out of there with the win. McHale did some move at halftime where like he kind of got in the way of Tim Duncan when Tim Duncan was doing an inbounds pass. And I thought it was kind of corny. I listened to the Spurs feed. Just that's the feed that I got. And, I mean, the announcers were going crazy about it. And Greg Popovich was really upset about it. I wish McHale hadn't have done that. I'm not saying he did it intentionally or whatever, but it didn't look that great. And you don't need to do stuff like that. It kind of had a feel of that Jason Kidd spilling the drink thing. I'm not saying McHale's not going to get fined or anything like this, but you don't need tricks. I mean, Houston played well in this game, so hopefully we can stay away from that. Now, I will say this. Patrick Beverley made a big mistake in this game, and this was one of the things where Patrick went for an offensive rebound, and he didn't get it, and Tony Parker went down on the other end. He scored a basket and got fouled, and then he missed a free throw. The Spurs got the ball back, and then they scored again. So that was a 4-point swing right there. And that play energized the Spurs. I think this was in the second quarter. And that started the run where Tony Parker went berserk. So that play by Patrick was like the opposite of what Jeremy did in the Memphis game with the steal and the one layup. So I said, it's great that Patrick rebounds, but you can't do plays like that. That's the reason why Jeremy doesn't get as many rebounds now, because he doesn't want to do that. Now you can say Patrick, he got an offensive rebound late and saved the game. That's good. But you don't want to do plays like that. You don't want to do plays like that. So I'm glad that the team won, because if they didn't win, then I would have been making a lot more about that play. You got to be careful of those types of things. You really got to be careful of it. Okay, I'm not going to do quarter by quarter again, just for now. There's nothing to say about what Jeremy did, obviously, because he didn't play. The next game is coming up on Monday, December 2nd, and in the United States, and it will take place in Salt Lake City, Utah, against the Utah Jazz, and that will start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States, which means that the game will take place on Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. in Taipei, Taiwan. That will be the third straight game in which Jeremy's out. Hopefully he's healing up and feeling good. I haven't heard any reports about him and how he's doing, but we do know he's supposed to be out 2 weeks minimum, and then he'll be reevaluated. That definitely should be a win. Although Utah won tonight on the road. Utah is like the worst team in the West. They're just not good. Particularly, they have no depth. Their starters are okay, but their bench is really, really bad, in my opinion. So that should be a W. That should be a win. And Houston hopefully will be improving to 14-5, which is a terrific record if they can get it. That's great. So, okay, it is 12:47 a.m. early on Sunday, December 1st, 2013, here on the East Coast of the United States. Let me just say this quickly, too. Ronnie, I saw your comment in the Brooklyn video about how the videos are titled, saying that you can't tell what game it is, so I'm going to change that. And this game begins with the date, which the way that I do it is month, day, year, 11/30/13, and then what game it is, so that it'll be easier for you and other people to be able to search for the videos on your cell phones. Hopefully that will help out. I did see that. Thumbs up, thumbs down, your comments below. Come and join us on the Conservative New Media Facebook group, which has over 2,500 members and counting. You'll find information for that in the video description below the video player. Come and follow us on the CNM JLin Vids Twitter account, which you'll also find information for in the video description. On the Twitter account, we talk to people, and we put out the video links quickly after the games. That's the best place if you want to get the video link as soon as it comes out. It's faster than getting probably a subscriber email from YouTube. So a lot of people come and follow us there just so they'll get the video info first. So come and join us there. Come and follow us there. Again, I am Paul Villarreal, PFE, the NBA expert. Thanks a lot for watching Conservative Media. We strive to be the #1 Jeremy Lin YouTube fan channel. Excellent win. Excellent win. This is really a character-building win, especially because the team had to fight it hard for it at the end. And they really did well, and it's great. As I said, this team, if it all comes together, they might be able to make a run this year. The chemistry is going correct on this team. Terrence Jones is playing well. Aaron Brooks has been playing well. If he had a tough night tonight, it's starting to gel. This could happen. So hopefully Jeremy will come back quick and he'll feel good, and that'll be even another piece for the team. So I love where things are at right now. Okay, hope everybody's having a great night or great day wherever you are around the world when you watch this video. Take care, and we will talk to you again soon.